Ooh, I'm sorry, I keep yawning. But on a serious note, what's going on, good people? This is Harlem 19. That's my old nickname. 10 years ago, I was on Facebook making videos, rapping, doing God knows all types of videos and stuff in between that 2009 2011 span, trying to find those videos, but it's hard to reach them from Facebook. I got little short videos, a lot of my basketball content that I started putting on there. But this is Daniel Fitch. I mean, Dan Fitch for short. Harlem 19. I'm known as Superman. I have a wonderful future wife, girlfriend named Lois. So I'm very strong willed. I consider myself like an Iron Man, a Superman type person. And then H19 is kind of my signature, my unofficial trademark. Like I didn't trademark it, but it's like a trademark to me, H19, Harlem 19, because I'm from Harlem. And I started rapping unofficially when I was 19 years old. Hence, that's why I came up. Excuse the gloves. I'm about to do some backyard cleaning, make some basketball videos. But I wanted to first make this video in regards to the passing of rest in peace to Juice WRLD. He was only 21 years old. And this video, despite my intro and the way I started out, just talking about my name, is about drug addiction. Me personally, people may consider it soft or whatever. I rarely drink anything outside of a little bit of vodka, a cupful, barely. Hennessy 3 or 4 or 5 different times in the last 15 years, barely. I'm almost 30 years old. Like, I don't really care about drugs and alcohol like that at all. I kind of despise it. I despise people that promote it so heavily because it's it destroyed part of my life, because not because of the fact that I used, but more the fact that my mother was an alcoholic and she destroyed mine and my sister's lives. I don't have any further grudges or anything against her, though I do not talk to my mother no more, unfortunately. I wish her nothing but peace and happiness in the world. But because of her habits and her issues with other people, drugs, alcohol, and things like that, it took a toll on not only her life, but mine and my two youngest sisters that I haven't seen in years. And they're no longer in her, like, I'm sorry, like ownership, if that's she's no longer a parent to my younger sisters. So I have a very deep, not despise, but I dislike alcohol and drugs. I've to the point where I've never done anything outside of Tylenol, I just because I actually had a headache, and not fucking crushing it, sniffing it, or doing any of that crazy stuff, but more because of the fact that it's done so much to my life because of those I knew around me were doing it. I can't stand it. I don't even smoke weed, like, because the system is rigged against black folks such as myself anyway. And I've never been to jail, prison, a correction facility, group homes a day in my life. And they're all so similar. So my point is this. We're talking about something that helps people relieve something that's bothering them this inside, but it's only a temporary fix to a bigger issue. It's a high. Same thing with weed, cocaine, heroin. Like, I studied drugs and alcohol at my junior college. And when you look at the different drugs, the way that they're laced, and then you have potential dealers and people that actually you purchase the supply from, they could be putting something inside that could be messing you up. Even though that's what you're looking for, you might get an altered version of that type of drug. And then you have to understand that when it comes to marijuana, that yeah, it can be natural, but you can lace marijuana as well. You just never know. Everybody is not on some fair shit. It's a shady world we live in. So my personal take with Juice WRLD and a lot of these up and coming artists is that, they're trying to drown away their depression, with the lean and with the weed and with alcohol, excessive amounts that the body shouldn't be able to tolerate. Their body won't be able to tolerate in a particular day. You know, a lot of these guys, Mac Miller, XXX got murdered, but even he had his depression and his situations. And I messed with his music a bit. You know, I'm more of a 90s, 2000s old school type of guy. I'm a millennial, but I'm an older millennial with a different mindset. I'm not trying to base the way I'm sorry, excuse me, the way my life goes based on the way everybody else runs their life in 2019, 2020, and God's will coming. I don't do all of this stuff that these younger generations or fellow millennials of mine do. I'm just trying to focus on school, work, my family, the love of my life, everything that I have to focus on, and me not trying to be murdered by some cops or anything. You got a lot of people out here, predominantly white people. I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I'm saying? And I mess with white people. I do. I grew up around many in Staten Island, in Manhattan, in New York City. That ain't my problem. My problem is people are so fixated in their own ways because of their grandparents taught them something from decades ago, from when they were kids, and then they just won't let go of that side of them. Hence, here's where the drugs come in. You have drugs that also alter the way you think about things. I'm not saying there's some tie-in to racism and drug use. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that results into people using drugs. And you have to understand this as well. A lot of people are depressed. We're living in some of the worst times we've ever lived in as a planet, let alone a country in the United States of America alone, not including the hundreds and thousands of other countries around the world. Those first world countries and those poverty-stricken countries and those wealthier countries. You have Saudi Arabia, Dubai, etc. China has way too many people, and their prejudice and races and their battle with Hong Kong. Japan, and then Japan, they're suffering. Then you got Iraq and U.S., and you got people in the U.S. that are so stupid and ignorant, they don't understand what's going on in their own state. And that's normal because the media is not going to tell you what they know. Even if they do have some type of information on things going on, you have to do that information. You have to find that information for yourself. So when it comes to all this drug stuff, a lot of people now are actually taking drugs to combat what's going on inside themselves. So you have to be very careful. Whether you buy drugs off somebody, you make it yourself, you have to be very aware. And then not only that, everybody's being watched. We're being watched through our mobile devices. I know I'm being watched, but I'm very wise. I'm not going to post something that's going to jeopardize my family, my life, because that's not who I am. That's not the type of person that I am. I'm just posting this video as a sense of awareness to understand, be smart about the decisions that you make in the world, let alone the type of things you indulge in. And that includes alcoholism, that includes drug use, that includes marijuana, lean. Lean is more like cough syrup mixed with Sprite or some type of soda with absorbic acid, and it makes people feel really woozy or whatever the hell. That's not my place to judge. I'm just saying this is what a lot of the young cats, the young generation people are doing now. But I ain't fucking with none of that. That ain't me, dog. That ain't me. My issue is that the signs are there and we never attempt to reach out to these young people who are suffering. Freaking Juice WRLD was in the studio smoking cigarettes, talking about all types of stuff. It's not that he wasn't happy. The man had money, but money isn't the root of happiness. It's actually the root of all evil, as the saying goes. So you have to understand that a lot of the young generation, a lot of young people are suffering right before our eyes, and we're not noticing the signs. You have to understand the signs. Make sure you tell your young ones, your loved ones, anybody that you love them. Because you never know when it's their last day on this earth. We only live one life. Don't get me started on eternal life. I don't know the Bible like my father does, but I understand that there's something more powerful than us out there. We just don't want to accept it. And that is, it's a personal choice if you choose to. But this world is temporary. We only here for barely, an average of 75 years for males. Women live slightly longer. Depends on the time. We do outlive our relatives, our grandparents from decades prior, generations prior. But there's so much more that can kill us now. You know, it can cut that in a fourth and a half within moments, within years. We killing ourselves with the stuff we eat. We're killing ourselves with the people we're around. Somebody might try to kill us because they hate us. You just don't know how you'll end up gone in this world. And you have to understand, you know, just tell those close to you that you love them. And make sure, you know, don't do drugs if you don't have to. There's got to be other ways to relieve stress, you know, sex, sports, video games, but not excessively. Everything has to be done in a balance. That includes drug use. I'm not recommending drugs because any teenage, young kids, don't do drugs, bro. I'm telling you, sis, anybody, that shit ain't right, bro. It's taking us out faster than we can even live. There's more to life than drugs. I'm telling you, you can enjoy your life and live the life you want to live without all that other stuff, man. This stuff was put here on this earth by who, God knows who, to kill us. That's real. But rest in peace to Juice WRLD. Rest in peace to some of the other cats that passed away the last couple years. I've been noticing a trend. These guys are all barely 27. I'm outliving a lot of these young folks because I don't do drugs. I'm not a rapper. not like that anyway. Like I used to make some music. Not no studio, just my room. I used to use instrumentals and beats and stuff. And I used to actually post a lot of videos, like easily 50 videos. But that's not my point. My point is this drug shit is not, it's not it. You hear what I'm saying? Like, I hope whoever watches this video, just know I care about you because I'm still a human being at the end of the day. And it's really a lot of people just being wiped off of this planet within seconds because of these bad decisions that they make or somebody set them up that way. And drugs, it's nothing but a setup, honestly. Whether it's by the government, the FBI, or a particular person or people, that shit ain't it. I'm telling you, trust me. I've been here almost 30 years. I turned 29 in 2 days. I thank God every day I outlive some of my best friends. By years now. I've been gone for years. Friend Anthony, I can go on. And he wasn't even into drugs, like, at all. He was more of a drinker, like to hang out. He just was sick. You know, his heart was sick. You know what I'm saying? My dad is dying. Like, I know real struggle. I know real situations. And I'm just trying to be real with whoever watches this video. That ain't it. Don't do drugs. It's just that simple. There's other ways to enjoy life. And if you're feeling depressed, try to talk to somebody. There's got to be somebody out there that can help you. That's all I'm saying. And, you know, this is Harlem 19, Superman Dan, whatever the hell I call myself. I'm always changing my name. But real talk, much love to you. I wish you all nothing but blessings, whoever watches this video. Have a great day. That's real.